What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it is time to get another tier 3 character, and it's going to be Hulk. So yes, I decided that I wanted to tier 3 him now that he's got his Immortal Hulk uniform. I've really liked the upgrade that the uniform has given him, so I've decided, you know what, I will get him to tier 3 because I really like the Hulk in general. This may not be my favorite look for Hulk, but I mean, look at him. He looks so happy though about his upgrade. He's got that big grin on his face. He's like, yeah, you know what? I can kick some butt now. So I am going to be living up to my reputation as the Immortal Hulk. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Let's take a look at his build before we do that. I do have some Uru on him. Not much yet. I still am going to put some more on. But right now we got some crit rates, some HP Uru on him. And then if we go down to his skills, I've leveled up his third, fourth, and fifth skill just because his second and his first skill don't really do too much for him. I think does that percent chance to miss go up? No, it doesn't even go up. So yeah, I'm just leaving those there, save a little bit of gold. For his ice weight set, I have Power of Angry Hulk, mainly because I wanted that attack speed, so that's why I wanted Power Gear Hulk of Overdrive. And then for the custom gear, I still have the same one on him. It is a recovery rate, 180 proc. I am going to be changing that out in this video because I do want to try an egg on him just to see if that extra HP is going to be better than a 180 proc or about the same. So I'm kind of curious about that, but ideally I want to just try to get a double max HP with a damage proc on him. That's kind of my end goal, but I have not been able to roll one of those obelisks. So right now this is what I got to work with, and again I'm just going to try out that egg just to see what happens, but I'm probably going to replace that in the future. For his uniform, we have it at heroic right now, so I haven't finished upgrading his uniform. We've got 2 HP rolls, but I've only got the 1 HP roll at normal. The other one I think is at heroic. I forget whose uniforms they were. It was like Domino and somebody else. Pretty sure. And I don't have Crescent's uniform, was it? Yeah, we have Domino at heroic, and the Iron Man's just at normal. So that's what Hulk is looking like right now. Oh, let's go ahead and show the stats beforehand before we upgrade him. We've got 54% crit rate, which is quite nice. We've got almost max crit damage. We're at 195, 200 is the cap. Our attack speed is pretty much capped as well. We're only 1% off. Our ignore defense is maxed. Our skill cooldown is maxed. So yeah, stats are looking pretty good right now. We've got 42,000 HP. So let's see what that bumps up to when we tier 3 him. So here we go. Time to... what have we got? The World Breaker Smash. So let's unlock tier 3 Hulk. Here we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Hulk is ready to smash. And we got an upgrade there. So let's take a look at his tier 3 skill. So we're going to be getting an 80% chance to penetrate barrier, shield, all damage immune, and invincibility. And he gains invincibility for 5 seconds, increase attack by 60%, all defense by 60%, and then all speed by 20%. Oh wow, he gets a huge all speed buff there, but it's not going to be active the entire time, I don't think, because I don't think you could spam his tier 3 every 10 seconds. So that's a really quick charge rate. Then he has, yeah, that was all. I thought the text said before that the increase attack by 60% was per HP, but anyway, it should scale. So yeah, there we go. Challenge complete, Immortal Hulk. Yeah, we've got the Immortal Hulk uniform, so he's definitely the Immortal Hulk right now. What did his HP go up to? Ooh, 71,500. That's pretty nice. What was that, like a 30,000 increase from tier 2 to tier 3 for HP? Maybe a little less than 30,000, but yeah, that's a really big buff right there for Hulk. So yeah, now that we have him freshly tier 3, let's go ahead and try him out in some content and see how well he can do with this obelisk, and then we will switch out to the egg and see what happens there. Alright, so here we are at Proxima. We're going to be doing a stage 50 here for the test. We have Red She-Hulk for her leadership there, 25% max HP, and then also her passive, which is going to give a 30% boost to HP, so we have a 55% leadership here. Then we're just using Valkyrie there for her tier 2 passive and support, and we are not going to be using any strikers because I want to keep the test kind of consistent. So if I use like an all defense down striker, you know, I can't always say that it's going to be exactly the same every time. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to line up our damage proc, see what kind of damage we're doing with this obelisk on, and then we're going to switch over to the egg and see if we get similar damage or not. All right, so here we go. Let's buff up. Our damage proc went off a little bit early there. Oh, it looks like we have blade twisters here, so that could be a little bit annoying in keeping things consistent. Let's see, here we go. All right, got the damage proc in the correct spot there. Looking pretty good. Let's do the tier 3. Yeah, so his tier 3 doesn't really hit that hard. That residual damage, of course, can do some pretty decent damage, but the tier 3 itself, not really a good skill to proc on. So if you're using a damage proc, I would not recommend procking on the tier 3. We might want to try to line up so that the tier 3, like if we go right now, do the tier 3 so we can get that on the ground, then hop to the 5th, and then try to proc right here on the 4th. No, it still wasn't enough time. Look at that, we just took those spears and Hulk is still going. Then we can try to line up so that that kind of radiation from the tier 3 goes on to the proc on the 4th skill. That's pretty much the ideal way you want to do it, but I haven't really found a good timing for that quite yet. But I've only used him a little bit here, so I haven't really practiced too much with Hulk at tier 3. But as you can see, the damage is pretty good here, and this is without any strikers. So if we get some all defense down going with the strikers, then we're going to see a nice bump in his damage. Of course, with the resistances from the world bosses, it's not going to be a huge consistent buff to his damage if you start climbing these stages. So what I've noticed is I did a few rounds prior to starting up this recording, and it seems like the damage starts falling off around stage 60 to 65. So that's about where I was going with my tier 3 Hulk. With this current build is around stage 65 I was able to clear. And that was with Nimrod Striker, so that was with all defense down. So that's about where he's at for me with this team as well, because I didn't have a different team. I was using Red She-Hulk lead and Valkyrie. So let's start over one more time here. I wasn't really paying attention too much to the damage. The damage looked pretty good, but let's get a good baseline here now for the damage proc. Maybe let's go for how about a minute? So let's do like a minute's worth of damage here, and then we're going to switch over to the egg and see what kind of damage we can do in a minute there, see if it's similar or not. So here we go, we're going to buff up, try to keep our proc consistent on the 4th skill. There we go. Okay, that was just the insight procking there, and our alpha was procced at the very end of this skill. We're not going to be using the tier 3 at all because that'll add a little more inconsistency, so let's just see what we can do here with just the normal skill rotation. Oh, we did get snared, so that's not good. Alright, missed the damage proc there, but it's okay. I'm getting an idea of what to expect for the damage here. Yeah, okay, so not bad, not bad. Let's do another one here. Wait for that plane to crash down and get our proc. So we're getting like a bar and a half, and okay, so we pretty much got to the phase change in a minute there. We might be able to get it a little earlier than this, maybe with like 4 minutes 10, 4 minutes 15 on the clock or something like that. So maybe 45 to 50 seconds for the phase change could be maxed or something like that, but we're looking at about a minute for the phase change. So now let's go ahead and switch over to the egg and see what kind of results we get with Hulk. Alright, so this is the egg that I think I'm going to put on him, or the refinement. The stats, I know it's not a good roll for the recovery, because it's only a 10% of max HP for in a 4 guard hit, so that's like the lowest possible roll you can get. But the max HP and the recovery rate are pretty close to the highest roll that you could get, and my only 20% one right here has very low max HP and recovery, so I'm just going to go with the higher max HP and recovery rate here to test him out, because that's what's going to affect his damage the most. So that's what I want to see. And also the CTPs of Insight have max HP on them as well, so I don't know what it caps out at. It looks like probably 32 as well, so I could get 32% or 31 right here, max HP, 23% all defense, make me even tankier, and then also like a mini not really rage, but a mini activation proc there, because then we get the 20%. But I already had that on Valkyrie, which I was using a support there, so it's not necessarily going to be the best idea, because it could you can't overlap these. So if you have a CTP of Insight on Hulk to get these stats here, then any of your support characters that also has a CTP of Insight, he's not going to be getting any benefit from that. So now that we've switched over to the CTP of Refinement, let's go ahead and hop back in and see what he can do against Proxima. Alright, so back to the same stage here. So here we go. Load on in. And now let's see how much worse or similar the damage is. So now we don't have to worry about proccing on any particular skill. So we're just going to pretty much be spamming our skills here. So that is one thing that I always like about characters that have like a rage or judgment, or you just have like a defensive build on them, is you don't have to worry about lining up your damage proc. So it actually, you know, can help out, because then you can just spam skills or do whatever skills you want kind of thing. So it makes a little bit of a difference. But yeah, so now I can just fly through the skills here, and the damage is actually looking really good still. Doesn't look like we've lost any damage really, at least just from eyeballing it. It might be because I'm, you know, throwing in more attacks here. I don't know if there was really any downtime when I was doing the damage proc. I was pretty much just spamming skills anyway. Well, not spamming them, because I wasn't using the second skill very much. Second skill has an iframe, which is nice to help him survive a little bit more, but his healing is definitely more than enough. Alright, so, I mean, we're only like 10 to 15 seconds difference on the time here, aren't we? Because we just made it to the phase change, and we're a little below the minute mark, so a minute and 3 seconds. So, yeah, that's what it says. We have about a 10 second difference if I go from my initial run. Overall, if I did the damage proc and lined it up pretty much perfect every time, I think that it would have been more like 45 seconds, so that's like 15, 18, so like 20-second difference maybe. The damage is still looking really good with the egg here. So yeah, I mean, that max HP just really makes that much of a difference. So that 30, what was it, like a 31% max HP, so that 31% is pretty similar to a 180 proc. If I had to guess, it's probably exactly the same as like a 160 damage proc or something like that. So it's actually quite impressive how much the max HP affects Hulk's damage. So definitely a double max HP damage proc would be the way to go for Hulk here, because if I do that, then I'd be getting the extra damage that I was getting here from the egg on top of the damage proc. Because if I get a double max HP roll, then I can be getting like 50%, 60% max HP from the obelisk, which would be really nice. So that's kind of going to be the ideal roll that I'll be looking for. I've yet to roll one of those right now. I've been very unlucky. I've rolled a lot of max HP obelisks, and a few of them have gone to double max HP, but none of them has rolled with a damage proc. So yeah, that's going to be a long quest there. So I'm probably just going to keep this egg on Hulk until I roll an obelisk that has similar or more max HP with a pretty decent damage proc on it as well. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep my Hulk right now. He's looking pretty good here though at tier 3. That damage is really nice because that's with no strikers, so that means he has really high raw damage. So I'm really curious to see how he'll do in GBR against Galactus, because right now we've only got Master Mold, which I guess I could take him in real quick against Master Mold. What element do we have today? Let's go check. Alright, so today's Master Mold was combat type, so I figured it's good enough to just try that out. We have two random teammates here, one that's not really going to be doing much, one with a tier 3 Cyclops, which doesn't have a uniform, so I don't think he's going to be doing much, but who knows. And the team I'm just going with here is just Drax, Hulk, and Colossus. I didn't want to go all out with Hulk here because usually Master Mold is quite squishy now, so if I did like the full team, I think you probably go through Master Mold pretty quick, but I might be wrong. It just seemed like he had really high just raw damage. So yeah, let's find out here what Hulk can do. So Colossus does have a team up with Hulk that does give a little bit more max HP. So with the 45% from Drax, and then also, why are we doing 0? Oh, there we go. I think we're lagging. I ended up just doing a quick join because everyone that was joining my game was using like super strong characters, so I didn't really want to have someone with their tier 3 Sharon Rogers just one-shot Master Mold, because then I get no information about Hulk or what Hulk was doing. So I just quick joined. So we're on somebody else's game right now, so he might have a bad connection. because it seems like we have a little bit of lag going on here from when I do my attack to actually seeing the health bars go down on the mini master molds there, or the sentinels. Alright, so yeah, let's find out here. What can Hulk do? Oh, and I didn't use a debuff leadership because Hulk gets debuff immunity, or removes debuffs with his 5th skill, and it does last for 5 seconds, so it should be good for 5 seconds, I would hope, and then, you know, we're activating that every 7 seconds, so we should have debuff immunity. Well, not debuff, it just removes debuffs, so we should be removing debuffs pretty much the entire time. I didn't need to use my tier 3 here because he's going to switch phases anyway. Oh, never mind, it was 40 bars, wasn't it? Yeah, 40, not 50. It's been a while since I've played Master Mold. I seem to only play Galactus nowadays. But this is still a good Master Mold to fight because you have a chance for a CTP of energy. However low it is, it's still a chance. I have yet to pull a CTP from GBR, and I have played a lot of GBR in my days, so yeah. Are we even doing any damage? Oh, we are the ones doing damage, okay. I didn't know if we were or not. Just because as you can see, all of my attacks are out of sync for when Master Mold's health bar starts going down, so we're a little bit delayed here in seeing our damage translate through. But yeah, so we're doing pretty well here, so that means we're looking at, what, like a 4-minute clear or something if we keep up this pace? Maybe that's being a little too ambitious. Yeah, the bars aren't melting that much. Maybe a 4.5 or 5-minute clear. Or solo for Hulk here. And again, it could be a lot better. I could use the team from before with Red She-Hulk and Valkyrie there, and we'd be getting a bit more damage. Well, see now, yeah, see, we used the 5th skill, and we are no longer mind controlled. So that's fantastic. I really love that that cleanse on the 5th skill. It's just really cool. I kind of think they should incorporate that into more characters. I think it's a really cool mechanic. Should be able to do that on a lot of, like, maybe like the healing characters, so they can just, you know, out heal or shrug off like the mind control, or just kind of any status effects or something like that. That would be a nice little touch there. Am I the only one left? Oh, they all kicked the buckets. There we go. That's a little bit of damage. Come on, Hulk. You can do this. Well, I know I can do this, but I want you to do it a little bit quicker. Oh, no, you don't. You think you can recover HP? Not while I'm here. And break that shield. There we go. Yeah, so quite nice. Oh, it's going to jump and do no damage to me, because look at that healing from Hulk. Hulk just doesn't care, and I love it. He can just face tank everything. I was face tanking like Proxima's attacks. I could take the full round of purple attacks from Proxima, raining down those spears, and Hulk would survive that just fine. The only thing that he wasn't surviving was when she did the red kind of spear attack, where they kind of go down really quickly from the sky. And if you don't have your damage immunity up, those things just do too much damage, and Hulk was not able to out heal that. I could be using the co-op skill here, couldn't I? Because you get extra damage when you use that co-op skill, but I haven't been doing that. Which is fine. We're about to get it here. So 4.5 minutes for a Hulk solo, or it should be pretty much a Hulk solo. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 90% of the damage, so pretty much a solo there. So yeah, Hulk looking pretty good here. Nice raw damage, even with the eggs, so you can build him however you want. A defensive build, as you can see here, he's got plenty of power on a defensive build. Of course, like a CTP of Regen would be best on him if you want to use him at a high level in PvP. And also, of course, he works, as you can see here, for GBR. He works okay in Warboss Ultimate. You just can't really push maybe beyond like stage 70 is probably just going to be capped out, unless you're like really building him up and maybe giving him like a CTP of Rage and something like that to start pushing past the 70s. At least I think so, but that's just with my current build and the cards I have in my account. That's kind of where I see his potential at. So yeah, overall Hulk is looking like a very strong tier 3. He's an 800 cost tier 3, so that also makes him a little more desirable. So yeah, I think he's a really great option for kind of new and beginning players. He's really easy to build up because you just go with that max HP, and he will carry you through quite a bit of content. And also the fact that he's really hard to kill can help as well, so you have a lot more room for errors, and Hulk will just kind of soak that up. So yeah, I'm really liking Hulk here. I'm really happy that I tier 3'd him, happy to add him to my roster, and I'll probably be doing a few more videos on him in the future, especially if I happen to roll that elusive double max HP damage proc obelisk, because I want to put that on him and see what kind of destruction he can wreak when we get around to another day with Galactus. So on Saturday I'll probably record something there just to see if he can do Galactus with this Aegon, because I'm kind of curious about that. But overall, I still think the egg is actually a decent option, and a lot of people probably have some of those laying around. So if you don't have like a really good just standard obelisk you want to put on him, and you want to use him in both PvP and PvE, just slap an egg on him and I think he'll do just fine. But that's just my opinion here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.